Hey everyone, it's Tracy Martirani here from Holistic Wellness with Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting, please don't forget to click the subscribe button because I release a new video every week, sometimes two videos, all on healthy eating, yoga, herbal remedies, meditation, and sometimes a little bit of Ayurveda. Today I want to talk garlic. Now, in our house, we love using fresh garlic pretty much all year long. However, there are some recipes where fresh garlic just doesn't really work. So if you're making a marinade or something where you want the garlic, for one, to really distribute, almost to melt into the dish, then garlic powder tends to be a better choice. If you are going to be grilling something or cooking it at a really high heat, fresh garlic, it burns very easy. So again, garlic powder is a better choice. And sometimes it's just quicker and easier to just grab something out of the spice rack than to peel and chop a clove of garlic. However, not all garlic powder is created equal. When you buy garlic powder off the spice rack, it's probably old. It was probably dehydrated at a really high heat. And I feel like it has the same issues as I find with a lot of store-bought tea. It's just overly processed or processed in a manner where they're trying to make a lot really fast, right? So they're damaging the properties by using too much heat, by keeping it too long, all of those things. So today I have invited my husband to join me again, this time to make his homemade garlic powder. Now the timing for this is perfect here because right now is when everybody is harvesting their garlic. We actually did grow garlic this year. However, it didn't really bulb up well enough. So we ended up purchasing a handful of bulbs from the local farmer's market. And that is what he will use today to make homemade garlic powder.
I'm making my world famous garlic powder today. If you like garlic, you'll love this.
We are using about, I think we have 7 bulbs of garlic here. So Andrew's just cleaning them up, sort of smashing them a little bit to release the skins, clearing all the skin off, making sure the root end is cut off so that what is left is a nice bulb of garlic. And then he's just throwing them into our food processor container. And right here, he just realized that his hands are sticky. He forgot to put on gloves. If you've ever peeled a bunch of garlic, you know how sticky it is. And these gloves help because while it sticks really well to your hands, the skins don't stick quite as much to the gloves. And here it is, 7 bulbs of garlic. We're just going to chop it all up really fine, turn it into almost a paste in the food processor. Now, when he goes to set this in here, it pops the blade up off, and now he can't get it back on. So I have to help out a little bit and hold the garlic. Why dirty a bowl when you can just use your hands? He's grabbing a rubber spatula because he's going to run the food processor for a little bit and then scrape it down and let it run a little bit more. Again, to make it easier later on in the process, we want this to be a paste. So not just finely chopped garlic. We want it to be almost the consistency of hummus, to tell you the truth. Nice and pasty. This is what it looks like so far. Not quite there. but it smells amazing. You can see it's beginning to look a little bit more like a paste. Now our dehydrator has these cute little plastic rings that are used for making jerky or fruit leather, that type of thing. So he's just going to scoop the paste out onto this ring and then spread it out a little bit. And after all this work, you don't want to waste a single bit, so make sure you scrape out every little tiny bit. He has tried multiple different methods for making this, from just grinding it slightly to drying whole bulbs. In the end, this method is the easiest. And there it is, ready for the dehydrator. And then, because the smell of this is horrifyingly strong, we dehydrate it outside on the patio. After a couple days of dehydrating, we bring it back in, and this is what it looks like. You want to make sure that it is really, really dehydrated. If there is any moisture left in it, it's not going to last and it's going to stick together a lot. Now, granted, the final product will stick together a little bit, so often I have to shake my container to loosen it up before I use it, but that's because there's no additives. It's just pure garlic. He's just pulling it off onto some parchment paper just to make it easier to get it back into the food processor, where he will grind it up. If you're making a smaller batch, you could probably use a spice grinder as well. But the food processor works perfectly. And this part is a little loud, but not too crazy. You just need to grind it up. So he pulses it several times just to get the pieces broken down, and then just lets it go. You can see the food processor is filling with what looks like smoke. It's just powdered garlic in the air. So once you stop it, you let it just sit for just a few seconds, just to let some of that settle back down before you open it, because it does give you like this cloud of garlic powder. But look at that delicious garlic powder. Now he's pouring it into a measuring cup here just so we can see how much we got, and then also just to make it easier to pour it into the final container. We have a spice jar that we use. This will be more than that can hold, so he's going to just put it into a small mason jar, and we'll refill from there and probably gift some of this. We have several family members that use this garlic powder, so every few months we have to restock. And here it is. This will sit in our spice rack waiting for the next time we need delicious, flavorful garlic powder. Hi, Andrew. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed watching Andrew make the garlic powder. Just a quick note, the flavor of homemade garlic powder versus the garlic powder you buy in the spice rack doesn't even compare. This garlic powder tastes delicious. It's strong. So if you're used to cooking with store-bought, I would recommend that you try to use just maybe half as much of fresh garlic powder. Is that really the word I want to use? Fresh garlic powder, homemade garlic powder, freshly dehydrated. We'll go with that. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. If you haven't already, please like this video. It helps YouTube know that people are interested in content like mine. Again, my name is Tracy Martellana, and I use my knowledge of nutrition, Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, and herbs to bring you information and inspiration to help you live a healthy, happy, and balanced life.